how do we rearrange melodies on guitar, especially using fingerstyle. Today's topic is super hot. So many of you requested this lesson and I'm super happy to record that today. Okay, now I'm gonna show you how to arrange a melody, okay, in 4 different steps. Okay, so I try to break it down in 4 steps so that it's not too confusing and you can really go step by step and try then to find your own way to come up with your own stuff. Okay, it's a really broad topic, guys, so take it step by step. And I know that you have a lot of questions and I do my best to try to breaking it down in a way that you can understand the process of rearranging a melody. But if you have extra questions, just leave a comment and I'm gonna try to come up maybe with a different video and explain to you different things. Okay, again, we're gonna keep it pretty basic and hopefully you're not going to get confused. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your feedback and support. Subscribe to the channel if you wanna keep up with all the upcoming tutorials. Okay, now let's have a close-up and let's get started. Alright, step number 1, we need a chord progression, and for today's video we're checking out this one: A minor, F, C major and G major. Very simple chord progression, guys, yeah? Now once you have the chord progression, if you really want to come up with a melody over this chord progression, you have to reorganize the chord and only visualize the root note. So rather than play the full chord all the time, I'm only going to play the bass note for each chord. So the A minor, I will be playing the root note, 5th open string. For the F major, I'm playing the root note, which is the F on the 6th string fret 1 or the 4th string fret number 3. I have 2 Fs and they both can be played. Okay, so I have A minor, F, then I have C major where the root note is on the 5th string fret number 3, and then I have G major where the root note is on the 6th string fret number 3. Okay, so I'm going from playing A, F, C and G to only playing the root note and A minor, C and G. Okay, very simple. Okay, sometimes you can decide to play the root note on a different fret. So for example, I play the A minor, the F on the 4th string fret 3 as well. It could be played, so you don't necessarily have to play always the lowest F, the lowest root note F that you have. You can also play it, for example, on the 4th string fret 3. So you could have A minor, F, C and G, and one more time, and F and C and G. Okay, very simple concept, guys. And so the reason why we do that is because we want to keep the top 3 strings free so that we can play the melody on top of these bass notes. Okay, so the first step, pretty simple. Now let's move on to the second step. The second step is to figure out a scale that goes along with these chords, okay? Because the melody will be obviously based on a scale, and if you know the scale, then it's easy for you to come up with the melody and improvise the melody or rearrange an existing melody. Now, we are in the key of A minor, okay? And so for that reason, we can use an A minor scale over this chord progression. Now, the A minor scale we're going to learn today is this one. Time. Now obviously, guys, really important, you can play the A minor up and down the neck, we know that, okay? But for this video we're gonna keep it really simple, because otherwise it's just too much information that will be too difficult for you. Okay, so just keep it step by step, just learn the basic A minor scale. And once you feel comfortable playing this A minor scale, which is pretty simple, we are going to move on to the step number 3, which is combining the chord with the scale. Check it out. Now the step number 3 will have different levels, okay, depending on how difficult you want the melody to be. the first exercise is really to play the scale along with the chord progression. And so you're gonna play the first chord, A minor, with the scale. Then you have F major. Then you have C major. And then you have G major. So, one more time slowly. Alright, so as you can see, I am playing the A minor scale, okay? The last note I play is the third open string, which is G, okay? So there's just, you know, one exception from the scale, so we played an extra note, which is the third open string, but it's just one single exception here on the G, okay? But we mainly just played the A minor scale, okay? And as you can see, I'm literally playing the scale with the chords on the top, okay? Each chord lasts for 2 counts, 1, 2, and then I move to the next chord, F, 1, 2, and then the C, 1, 2, and then the G, 1, 2, okay? So it's pretty simple. Now obviously this is still an exercise, it still sounds like an exercise. So the first thing you want to do, the next level within the step number 3, is to kind of, you know, start playing around with the scale rather than just play the scale from A to A. You want to mix up the notes, okay? So you're going to have something like that. We're going to keep it really simple. That's a pretty easy example, okay? One rule, really important, guys, make sure the bass note always ring out. So you always want to hold it down as you are playing the scale, okay? There could be another example, which is this one. I'm going to make it a little bit more challenging, and it's going to sound like that. Okay, so again, same kind of concept, but I'm not just playing the scale as it is, as just a scale, but I'm, you know, just playing different intervals, and it sounds already good. Okay, I'm gonna give you the third example, another one, and then we move on to the to the step number 4. Okay, so the third example is this one. Alright, so very simple. You have 3 examples, and then please feel free to try your own things, guys, okay? Don't be scared to come up with some silly, crazy stuff that doesn't sound right. The more you try, the better you get, okay? Now, the step number 4 is key, so make sure that you check it out. Now, step number 4 is rhythm, okay? And this is really important. As you can see, step 3, all the examples that I was playing, they didn't really sound musical. I mean, some of them did, but they didn't really sound rhythmic, okay? So the next step is, once you are familiar with playing the scale in a melodic way, as we did on step number 3, you want to start implementing different rhythmic patterns, okay? So rather than play everything on the beat, as we did before, can you see, this is, everything is played on the beat. You can start experimenting with different rhythmic pattern. For example, I'm gonna give you the first example. Okay, so as you can see, I started with with quavers, and then I paused on the F. okay? So you don't have to play constantly playing all the time. I'm pausing on the F. And then a different idea on the C. And then a pause again. So I'm diversifying rhythmically. Now this is the first example, but let's say that I want to spice up the rhythm a little bit. I could have something like that. So that was a little bit more articulated and challenging, okay? Now, obviously, another thing that you can do is to play with the same rhythmic pattern throughout the melody, okay? So I can play the whole melody with the same rhythmic pattern. For example, so as you can see, I was playing the same rhythmic idea throughout the chord progression, so that you can, keep the same concept and repeat it over and over again. Another thing you could do is to apply a percussive approach with the right hand, okay? The most common one is the thumb slap on the second and fourth count, okay? And it's a pretty common approach, especially when you rearrange pop songs, and it sounds something like that. I'm gonna try to keep it simple, okay? So pretty common way of playing, the thumb and the percussive approach here. So you have 4 different steps, guys, and you really want to take it step by step. Extremely important. You don't want to rush and try to play things that are too difficult for your level, because it's a really difficult topic to to really work on, and it will take a little bit of time before all this information and stuff sink in, okay? So take it step by step, and hopefully, guys, you're gonna be okay. Leave a comment down below if you like the video, if you want to have more of this stuff, and I'm gonna see you next time for another tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.